Hello, welcome to Rose and Carter Do the JOB on a Wednesday. Johnny Rose, this man's Bully Boy Carter. It's his pick for territory/show week day. And you picked Georgia Championship Wrestling. Everyone that's fucking everybody through the 80s had been there, really. Sort of that sort of late 70s, early 80s period. So the people that we knew and loved growing up in the late 80s, early 90s, literally everybody had been through there.
Yeah.
It was like a who's who list, wasn't it, really? When you look at, the names that sort of either started there or passed through there at some point, it was like a proper star-making promotion.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
It started in 1944 and ran till 1984. Originally promoted by Paul Jones, not the manager, but the promoter.
Yeah.
And then from 74 to 83, Jim Barnett, another sort of legendary name in the promoting side of wrestling, right? And 83 to 84, the Briscoes and Ole Anderson. And we know the story there that sort of the WWF kind of took over in 84 and the rest is history from there. But
yeah,
hell of a promotion. They had the heavyweight championship, which Mr. Wrestling 2 had the most. He had 12 times. And even that was the Georgia heavyweight championship. And then in 98, that came back again for the NWA through NWA Wildside, which was a hell of a promotion as well, Georgia. Junior title from 1975. Bob Orton Jr., Kevin Sullivan, Stan Lane, Dutch Mantel, my hero, George South, they've all had that. Some pretty good names there. Georgia TV title. Ron Garvin was the last one of those. And the Georgia Tag Team title ran from 1955 to 1980. And then in 1980, it became the NWA National Tag Team title. It was like, to me, that the main two sort of NWA, when people say NWA, the first two that jump to mind is this, Georgia and Mid-Atlantic. They've always been the top two for me.
When I think of NWA, that's who I think of. I don't really necessarily think of the other promotions that are affiliated with it. It's always, they are the two, I guess, like main ones you could say, like they were to me.
To the point that, everybody knows that NWA was St. Louis and it was fucking, every promotion you could ever imagine was associated with the NWA. Yeah. But when you think NWA, first for me is Mid-Atlantic when I think NWA, because I don't think of it as Mid-Atlantic wrestling. I just think of it as NWA wrestling.
Yeah, that's the same. It's exactly the same as me. Yeah.
Georgia's the next one down. But they also had a Columbus Championship, which is a regional championship within a region. You know what I mean? Like Columbus, the town of Georgia, that ran 70 to 79. Bob Armstrong had 4 runs at that. A proper hold on wrestling from the NWA. Fucking a brilliant television. Yours was a year before mine. I did 81. You said you did 80, didn't you?
Yeah.
So give us a shout on that then. How did that go?
Right. This was this is like, out of all the territories we've done, this is my favorite, like probably by some distance as well, as far as this specific episode goes, because there was nothing even like average. Everything was like just above average or fucking brilliant. Like, so yeah, it was from January the 26th, 1980, from the studios in Atlanta, and this was a night before a show at the Omni, because they were like plugging that. So I'm guessing, I think this was a Friday night and the Omni was the Saturday, like just after it, because everything was about the show like the next night. So
it should be in regional TV, right? Everything gets you to the big show, doesn't it?
That's it. But yeah, they were constantly plugging it. They go into like the first part of the show. The way they've done it is there was a match before, like, it's hard to explain, but they've got like a fucking the show starts just after a match is finished, if you know what I mean. So they've just had a match and then they're talking about a match, but that's where the fucking like the filming starts basically. And they keep going back they go into the replay of what had just happened, and it's Charlie Fulton against Mr. Wrestling 2. So Charlie Fulton's got the Cobra Clutch on Mr. Wrestling 2. Superstar, like mass superstars at ringside, fucking egging him on. And then Wrestling 2 breaks the hold with a like he's in it, but then he like lifts him up as he's in the hold. He lifts him up to the side and fucking hits a backbreaker on him, which looked pretty cool. Then gives him the massive knee lift for the 3 count. Boom! What a fucking knee lift that is, isn't it?
And they say moves like that can't be finishes. Fuck off. Just have a look at the, and the pops that Mr. Wrestling 2 got for that.
Yeah. And then they're like they're promoting a shackle match for the next night between Wrestling 2 and the Mass Superstar, which is where they're like shackled together. They're constantly talking about that. And then after that incident, they go into like a promo with Kevin Sullivan and Steve Travis. They're talking about Austin Idol and the Mass Superstar, just basically, talking shit about them basically. Then we'll go into another promo with Terry Funk talking about Dusty, which is a fucking real just healing up.
Always fun. If Terry Funk's talking about Dusty, it's fucking funny.
It is. It's fucking. So yeah, they go into that another promo there. Then the actual first official match here is the Collector. Don't know if you know who that is. Dude in a mask, anyway. Against Tommy Rich.
I wanted a Collector years ago when we had Mike Cash being the millionaire, and then he lost all his money in a match where he lost all his money, and then he vanished. And then the story was, he was a tramp, and we found him in the park. We brought him back in the way of earning more money to get himself back on his feet. And then I was going to there was this lad Ryan that was with us, and we were going to make him the Collector as like almost like a repo man.
Right. Yeah.
And he was going to come and take things off Cash, because obviously he couldn't afford the lifestyle that he used to lead, but he was still kind of had the bills to pay and yada yada. Yeah, and that was the name that I had, the Collector. But that Ryan, a very good. He used to he still does, put shoes on horses, and he's got his own business doing that, and that took off. So that took him away from wrestling. But it's strange. I've never heard the Collector as an actual wrestling name. And
yeah, he's just a bit of. He's not like a fucking. He wasn't a massive. Like it wasn't that much of an even match. He's just some dude in a mask, really. I don't know who played him or whatever, but so they'll tie up, fucking struggle around the ring a bit, then they break. Collector gets him into the corner. Rich fights back. Rich whips him off, drop kick, bam. Rich takes the head. Fucking headlock takedown by Rich. I need to get a bigger book. I'm turning the page every 3 seconds. So fucking he's headlock takedown, fucking working it on the floor. Collector. So they work the way up from the headlock takedown. Collector turns it around, switches on him, and then like works the arm on Rich. So he's gone from being in the headlock to working on the arm. Rich is trying to fight back. It looks like he is fighting back, but the Collector pulls him down to the mat with his hair. Fucking arm work by the Collector. Fucking Rich fights back, whips him off, shot to the gut, fucking spinning toe hold by Rich, and that's the finish. Like submission. It was a fairly squash, kind of a squash. Like Collector was on him for a little bit, but generally it was mainly Rich. And it was very short. It was a short match, but it was very enjoyable. Like nothing. It was pretty crisp, and the Collector looked all right for what he was doing. I still don't know who it is, but
Rich was always very giving in those sort of enhancement matches. Anyway, so you never got a totally one-sided match with Tommy Rich.
No, but it was very enjoyable. It was very short. But then after it, there was a Rich promo, just general face promo and stuff. But I
best
fucking
voice ever.
eh,
I think Rich has got the best voice ever.
yeah.
Someone say something about being fired up. Oh, I fucking love all that shit, mate. I love it.
He's very yeah, very. You can even if you weren't watching him and he was talking, you know it's him. Like it just stands out like it's fucking him. Right. The next one is Austin Idol and the Masked Superstar against Sullivan, and it's meant to be that Steve Travis, but he does a promo where he says he's going to give his spot to Mr. Wrestling 2. So it's actually Idol and Superstar against Sullivan and Wrestling 2. And there's
So
a
it's
promo.
the baby face here then,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Which is pretty rare, isn't it?
it is. Yeah, but
Like most of the Sullivan I've seen has been him as a villain.
yeah, but I mean, this was 80, so I don't know how long he'd been in it for that, But yeah,
Which is, that's a big match for TV, isn't it?
it is a very big match, especially like because the night after they've got fucking Wrestling 2 and Superstar and the Shackle thing. There is a fucking big story going on with Superstar, but I'll explain it as the end of the match or the end of the situation, just so you know what's going on. But yeah, so it's a real hot start with all four in the ring. This match was fucking amazing, like literally fucking up there as far as matches go. It was fucking so good.
I've got one of them.
Hey,
I've got one good and like one fabulous. You can't fault it in any way.
yeah. So yeah, they're all in at the start. Boom, 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 Guan in, and then finally, fucking people spill to the outside. Superman and Sullivan are in at the start. First two legal ones. Superstar in control. Tags Idol. Fucking Sullivan takes a suplex, but then as oh no, sorry, it must hang on. Oh, I think Sullivan. I've put Sullivan takes suplex, but then tags in Superstar. I'm thinking it's the other way around. I think Idol had taken the suplex, but as he's on the ground, he fucking tags. Yeah, he tags Superstar in. I think that's what happens. So even though he'd just taken the suplex, he's tagged out to Superstar. Chin lock by Superstar. See, what I like about Superstar is he fucking simple things. Like when he's got someone in a chin lock, like it's just it looks like he's fucking wanting to rip your head off. Like it's just little things he does. It's like it's so good and it looks so easy and simple, and it is so basic, but he makes it look fucking like he means it. You know what I mean? Like I love little shit like that, like real easy stuff. Chin lock by Superstar on Sullivan. Then there's like some quick tags, ins and outs, like real good like tag work. Sullivan keeps fighting back, but just keeps getting fucking cut off. Like so many little comebacks, but they don't last long. Real good tag work by the heels, like fucking real cutting the ring in half, like proper. It literally looks like fucking Superstar and Idol's an actual team, like But like I guess with both of them, they know what's going on, don't they? Like
Everybody did back then, didn't they? Everyone did.
yeah, yeah. Another chin lock by Superstar. Uh, Trying to think where I am now. So yeah, so he finally gets the tag. So fucking Superstar ducks his head to go down for the backdrop, gets kicked up, and then Sullivan tags Wrestling 2. Wrestling 2 comes in and fucking fires up. Boom, 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 boom. Hits a slam on Superstar, hits the ropes, and he gets tripped by Idol. This is quite rare as well. Because so Superstar fucking he does Wrestling 2 hits Superstar with a body slam, then hits the ropes, then gets tripped up by Idol, who's outside the ring, and the fucking referee sees it and fucking DQs him there and then, which, technically he's fucking cheated. He shouldn't do that. He's not legal. And it's like, you see it all the time where they do it and they do it as a cut off or they do it as a fucking, trying to get back on top, but you never do it as a DQ, and the referee's like, well, hang on, I've just seen it with my own fucking Elgins. I'm going to fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it's a DQ, isn't it? You cheated. So, I was
I suppose if you think about it sensibly, there's only so many times that a ref isn't going to see the same old shit.
Yeah.
So it's about time some fucker got caught, isn't it?
It is. It's like that other match that we seen that I was doing fucking, I can't even remember who it was now, but they've done the old Rick Rude warrior spot when he's holding the thing and he actually seen it and fucking DQ'd him or something like that. Like, it's rare. But it's
I think that was the New Zealand one, wasn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think it was with the Nasty Boys on the old New Zealand. I could be wrong.
Oh. All right, okay. But yeah, fuck it, yeah. So there's the DQ, then all four fucking are back in. The crowd are going, whew, the crowd are fucking erupting. But a brilliant match. It was really, really fucking good. Like, there's another tag match on in a bit, which is even better. But like that was fucking really, really good. Yeah, brilliant. We go on to Steve Travis now as a single. So he gave away his tag spot to have a singles with Bob Owens.
Right.
No. Well, so this was a very amateur type fucking style match, like back and forth, technical fucking Olympic style shiznit going on.
I had them as well.
Did you?
It must be like the booking of the area because like it seemed to get over real well as well. So it looked very competitive and yeah, it was very good.
It makes sense though, because like my first match was like that, fairly one-sided, but a bit, back and forth here and there. Second match was a really fucking good tag match, and now we get like a fucking amateur style, so it's like proper mixing up. Yeah. Yeah, just back and forth, rolling around amateur style stuff. Travis works on the arm a bit. Front face lock by Travis. Owens gets to the ropes, so they fucking break it. Tie up. Travis takes the eared, gets shot off. Takes a knee to the gut though, and then that starts the heat there and then. Not a lot of heat. Yeah, so Travis just takes a knee to the gut. Travis fights back, boom, 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 in the corner, then hits a fucking bulldog out of nowhere for the 3 count. So literally, like, it was mainly all amateur style wrestling until Travis takes the knee to the gut to fucking cut him off. I think there was like a tiny bit of heat or whatever, but Travis just fights back, boom, 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 beautiful bulldog out the corner, 3 count, bam. But yeah, it was all right. It was decent. Like, not a whole lot to it. Yeah, it was all right. And that Travis looks, I don't really know who he is, but he looks all right, to be fair.
He had a different name as well in maybe Mid-Atlantic or something. I just can't think what it was. He was in the WBF too.
Oh, was he?
After this, yeah, like early 80s kind of time, 83, 84 maybe kind of time.
All right. Cool. Then, after that match, they go into a promo by Tony Atlas and someone called Ray something. Don't know. Just a general fucking promo. Nothing really much to fucking report on that one. Then they go into then they go into a fucking promo by Ivan Koloff and another Russian that I'm not even familiar with. Maybe I'm being thick, and I am, but I can't remember him. But Alexis Smirnov.
Oh yeah, he was in the AWA and stuff.
How was he?
And WWF as well.
All right. Well, always as a Russian then.
Yeah.
All right, because they've got like there's a promo by the Russians. They're actually the champions. And then so they do a promo, just a fucking Russian promo, and they're going against Marvin Turner and Bill Drummo.
I know Bill Drummo, yeah.
I know the name, but I'm not.
I think he did some Memphis as well.
Right, okay. I've definitely heard the name, but I'm just not really familiar. Anyway, this match was fucking brilliant. This was even better than the previous tag. This was fucking this was really good. A lot was happening in this match, so I've probably fucking missed the majority of it, but I've got down what I fucking got down. I didn't pause it, so I was fucking writing like fucking as fast as I could, trying to fucking keep up with everything. So there's a shine by Drummo at the start with some fucking 2 arm drags on each of them, and then the Russians powder. Drummo and Smirnoff in now, fucking tie up. There's so many blind tags in this match, but it's like it's not. It doesn't feel like stupid or fucking oh here we go again. It's just like clever, like the way they do it. It's not, you know, they're all kind of from different like ways and stuff. So I didn't really mind it. Like they did repeat them a few times, but they're all kind of different. So yeah, they do fucking Drummo and Smirnoff in, tie up. They tie up, and then from the tie up, there's a blind tag by the Russians. Yeah, this was a fucking right cool spot. It's kind of hard to explain, but I've written it down, so I'll try and fucking explain it the way I want to explain it. Like, so it's like, so they tie up. Drummo and Smirnoff are in. They tie up. There's a blind. They're in the corner of the Russians, so there's a blind tag. Koloff comes in. So as Koloff comes in, the Drummo doesn't see the blind tag, obviously. So Koloff takes the head. They're working it around the ring. Koloff's fucking working the ear around the ring. But then there's the blind tag by Drummo, and Koloff doesn't see it. Turner comes in, and then takes the head of fucking Koloff. But he didn't see it. So it's literally like they've just repeated the fucking blind tag. Like, you know, the faces have just done the blind tag the same way the heels had, which I thought was pretty cool, to be fair.
What did you say Turner's name was?
Marvin.
Right. Because I've just seen I've got a Turner that I didn't know, but it was Joe. Mine's Joe.
So. All right. Okay. So yeah, when Turner comes in and takes the head on Koloff that Koloff didn't see. Next thing that happens, fucking Smirnoff blind tags in again. Bosh, cut off there and then. So literally like. So they've literally fucking the faces outsmarted them, then the heels fucking return the favor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's literally like 3 fucking blind tags, like right in one sequence. I've put Bosh, cut off, and I've even put a smiley face because that's how happy I was with it. So, that's basically starts the heat there and then. Front face lock by Smirnoff, which is pretty cool because he's got him in a front face lock. I think it's Drummo he's on, and fucking from the front face lock, I guess the face is fighting back, but then he just fucking turns it into a suplex. You know what I mean? Which is quite rare, quite a cool little spot though. Yeah, real good tag work. Chin lock by Smirnoff. Fucking as he's got him in the chin lock on the ground, fucking tags in Koloff, or obviously like a blind tag again because you don't see it. And then Koloff comes in, and Koloff's got the chin lock on now, but fucking, I think it's Turner in the ring. It's one of them. And then fucking, I think it's Turner in the ring actually. And then as Turner's in the chin lock, he turns it into a fucking arm drag, which looked pretty neat. He's like fighting up and like, you know, from as the guy's behind him, pretty fucking awkward, like to explain, but yeah. So basically just arm drags him out of the chin lock, which was pretty cool. Koloff in. Koloff gets back on top. Fucking blind tag again. Oh yeah, then Drummo comes back in. Fucking back body drops on Koloff. Fucking Koloff does a blind tag again on Smirnoff. And then he's in control. Smirnoff misses a leg drop on the floor. Fucking Turner comes back in. Koloff comes back in. Takes a backdrop. Koloff could fucking bump though. For someone that's, you know, he took some shit in this. And like, I wasn't fucking expecting him. I mean, I know it was like 1980, but still, fucking hell.
Even through like the mid 80s, he was still just the same.
Yeah. So Koloff, fucking, he comes in, takes a back body drop, boom. Smirnoff comes in, he's back in control. Fucking loads of quick tags though. They're fucking right, like a right proper heel team here. Koloff comes in. Yeah, loads of quick tags. Front soup. Oh yeah, then they do the fucking then they just go into the finish from there. Oh, it looks so good as well. Great double team. Front suplex, and then like into a gut buster. So the other one's got his knee out, and the other one just does the front suplex, and he lands right across the guts.
Right, that's cool.
But yeah, very good. Surprisingly, like an even match, like really, really even. But yeah, it was very good actually. I'd probably
that Smirnoff, I remember as well, was in a film. It was about, I think it was called Bad Guys or something, but it's about two policemen that, for whatever reason, thought they're either not making enough money or fucking they got the sack. I can't quite remember the full story, but they became wrestlers.
all right.
And Smirnoff was like the tag team champion sort of thing, and they had to wrestle the Smirnoff as the champion, who tagging with whoever. Yeah, I've got the video. I just can't remember. It's been fucking years since I've seen it, but he's on the front cover. That's just whilst you were talking about him, I was trying to picture where I've seen his picture, and it was it's the front of that film.
All right, okay. Cool. Yeah, then after that tag, they go into a Lars Anderson promo,
Right.
as he's talking about fucking. I haven't really seen much of Lars, to be fair. So
Lucius Larry Heinemimi.
You who?
Was another name of his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they go into a Lars Anderson promo talking about him and Ollie and stuff like that.
He's shit Anderson, isn't he, Lars?
You are?
He's a bullshit Anderson, really, isn't he, Lars?
Yeah.
Like you can believe Arn's one, you can believe Ollie's one. Lars, it's like a fucking Lance Von Erich, isn't he?
Then there's a superstar promo, which was fucking amazing. There is a story somewhere about the fucking oh yeah, there we go. Right, so basically the angle was Superstar has said if anyone can break his Cobra clutch, he'll give them like $3,000. Like, that's the fucking deal. He had, I think, if I remember rightly, at the end of the tag match earlier, when there was a DQ, he had wrestling 2 in this is fucking great booking. This I'm gonna steal this shit. So he had wrestling 2 in the Cobra clutch after the match, so they'd already been DQ'd. And then fucking I think Idol or someone is behind him on the floor. So fucking they trip and he releases the Cobra clutch. So everyone's like, he owes Mr. Wrestling fucking $3,000 now because he broke the Cobra clutch. Then there's like the whole argument of, well, did he? Or did the fucking trip behind him cause him to fucking release the hold? So it wasn't him breaking it. It was pretty clever the way they do it. So what they've done is they've spoke to fucking management of what kind, and they've got a fucking a rule situation going in for the night after where they've got the shackle match where they're going to be shackled, but they're going to have the fucking $3,000 hanging above the fucking thing. So basically that they've turned that into a fucking $3,000 on a pole match, basically, because of the situation. They're like, did he break it? Didn't he break it? So it kind of makes sense. I quite like that because it's like, well, if you thought you broke it, fucking try and grab it then, you know what I mean? Or whatever the case is. But yeah, so that's the whole story involving them two. And I thought it was quite good fucking booking, to be fair. I don't know who booked it though.
No, good in that.
Yeah. So then we go into Superstar in a match, a singles against Bob Sims. I've wrote in brackets, he looks terrible. But I don't know who the fuck he is. He looks like just a middle-aged guy that works at the post office, I think. That's generally yeah. That's the impression I got from him. Headlock takedown by Superstar. He's just wrestling around with him and fucking all in control. In corner, all Superstar. Fucking Sims tries to fight back, but Superstar's like, nah, you're all right, mate. I ain't having none of that shit. So he just doesn't even acknowledge that he's even doing anything to him. fucking, it's quite brutal actually. He goes outside, he slams him on the outside, Superstar, rams him back first into the ring post, literally battering him like fuck. Gets him back in the ring, massive clothesline, Cobra clutch, submission, boom. It's probably like it's a squash match totally. And it's probably one of the few squash matches in the history of squash matches where the guy getting squashed just doesn't do anything. Like literally doesn't do anything. Like he fucking tried to fight back, but it was just a waste of energy because he wasn't having it. So yeah, that was that. Very, it just kind of made Superstar look good going into the fucking match the next night, I guess. Just made him look great. They go into an Idol promo, where he just talks generally, just this and that. Then they go into the final match, which is Kevin Sullivan against Charlie Fulton. It's a bit weird though. You are?
I do like Charlie Fulton.
Yeah, I do. It's weird because it's like they're all fucking people are doing double duty. Yeah, it's like a DN show.
They do on mine too.
Eh?
It must just be. They do on mine as well. Must just be the thing.
Yeah, and I always felt bad about making people do double duty. Not anymore. If it's good enough for them, fucking good enough for us, isn't it?
Picture you're in Georgia in 1981 or 1980, whatever the fuck,
Yeah, there we go. So
if it's
Sullivan
good enough for Big Bill Dromo, it's fucking good enough for you.
So yeah, fucking Sullivan and Charlie Fulton. Little shine, couple arm drags and stuff. Fucking armbar by Sullivan. Hang on, I've fucking missed the page. I've gone into a tag match now. Hang on. Fucking that's from earlier. Hang on, we're getting there. Yeah. Fulton takes the head, shot off, tackle, runs into a slam by Sullivan. Boom, arm drag and arm bar again by Sullivan. All arm work. Fucking Fulton. Yeah, Fulton kicks off, kicks him off, but then goes back into an arm drag. And then fucking Sullivan back on the arm. And then like all of a sudden, fucking out of nowhere, working on the arm the whole fucking match, and then he just applies the figure four and he fucking taps out. So it's like, yeah. Quick submission.
Sometimes you don't need that big fucking 4-minute build up. Just get the fucking finish on.
Yeah. Yeah, the match was okay. It was probably the weaker one out of the whole lot of the matches, but nothing to fucking shine it about. It just I'm surprised it was the last one, but after the show, there's loads of clips, and I think the clips might be from the night after or something. I don't know. I didn't really watch them. It was just like it skipped to another show. But yeah. But overall, the show was fantastic. There wasn't one match like I said, the last match was just it was all right. But yeah, I can't say anything bad about the show. It's fucking brilliant.
Russian tag your favorite?
Yeah, I think both the tags were fucking brilliant. It's really hard to choose one.
Well, there's two from our Superstar in, and he's your favourite of all time ever. So that surprised me really, because I mean, he fucking Mass Superstar could just stand there and take a dump, and you'd be fucking putting it over.
But that is money right there, to be fair. But I'd fucking actually, I think the Superstar and Idol tag was every bit as good as the Russians. I can't fucking choose, but both of them were. I'd maybe choose the Superstar tag just for the. I think, considering they weren't a tag team, and it just looked like they were, like the way they were performing, and I also like the story around it with Wrestling 2 taking Travis's spot, and then the whole thing with the Cobra clutch at the end. It was a good story, so probably give that one the nod. I think if I had to. So yeah.
I'm pretty much 2 years after yours, because mine's December the 4th, 81. And yours was like January 80, wasn't it? So best part of 2 years after.
Yeah.
Some of the same faces still cropping up though. Gordon Soley, to me, is the greatest announcer of all time ever. You know what I mean? Because when he says it, you fucking believe it.
Yeah.
He goes that much detail, and he doesn't baffle you with science in a Gorilla Monsoon style or that makes it comedic. He explains things so fucking. He used to get wrestlers to put him in holds so he could explain it better.
Right. Yeah.
So he knows exactly where it hurts. You know what I mean? He was fucking brilliant. I thought Gordon Soley. So this one starts out with an interview with Steve-O and Brian St. John, two people I'm not really familiar with, but both of them are injured. Steve-O is the villain and Brian St. John is the babyface. Now they were meant to be wrestling each other, but because they're both hurt, they both get to pick a replacement for them.
Okay.
So Steve-O chooses Charlie Fulton and Brian St. John chooses Brad Armstrong. So the first match, Fulton versus Armstrong. This is blow away wrestling. Fabulous this. Never seen it before, but fucking amazing. Like a proper good shine at the start from Armstrong. A duck this and a fucking slam that and a hip toss and a drop kick. He hits the ropes, but Fulton sunsets him. Then there's a small package from Fulton, and he hits the ropes again, and fucking Armstrong does a crossbody, an arm drag, and he holds the arm on then. Brad Armstrong reverses the whip, and he does a backdrop, another arm drag, and he stays on the arm. Charlie Fulton backs Armstrong to the ropes and cuts him off for a little bit. Fucking Brad Armstrong's feeding is fucking fabulous because he doesn't make it obvious that that's what he wants, but that's what he wants. Do you know what I mean? From the positioning, It's fucking class. And it's a fucking lost art. Like there ain't no better than Brad Armstrong ever in the world. It's just it's a very even match. Like there's a drop kick by Armstrong, and then Charlie Fulton fucking cuts off with a head to the belly. The finish, Brad Armstrong fires up, and then Charlie Fulton tries the double arm suplex, but then Charlie Fulton tries to backdrop out of it, if you know what I mean. Sorry. Brad Armstrong tries the double arm suplex, like the butterfly suplex kind of thing.
Yeah.
Charlie Fulton tries to backdrop him out of it,
Right.
and Brad Armstrong sort of backslides out of that. So it was like 3-in-1 kind of fucking counter.
Right. Yeah.
And Brad wins. The fucking place pops. There's like fucking 70 people in there, but they're loud as fuck, and they watch it like they should watch wrestling. That match was fucking phenomenal, like the best on the show by far. Then Kevin Sullivan and Wayne Ferris, a la Honky Tonk Man, are interviewed. They are a new team to the area, like just tagging together by all accounts, and they're looking for the national tag team titles. That's what they establish. Match number 2 is Wayne Ferris and Kevin Sullivan versus Joe Turner and Mike Jackson. Now, I fucking love Mike Jackson. He's one of the Florida boys, I think. Still wrestling now. He's like 70 odd. Looks better now than he did then. He was the ring announcer for Continental as well, the Fuller's promotion. Joe Turner, I've never seen him before. Jackson and I've written HTM because it's fucking easier than writing Wayne Ferris. So Jackson and Honky start. Mike Jackson shines right good. Kevin Sullivan in and just fucking unloads. It all goes fucking like a brawly type from there on. Joe Turner gets tagged in because fucking Mike Jackson darts through the legs, tags Joe Turner in. Don't know who Joe Turner is. It seems like neither do they because they don't give two fucks about Joe Turner. They just shit all over Joe Turner. The finish is a double elbow, and then Honky does an elbow on the floor, and that's the finish. Fucking game over. Not a lot to that one. Like number 3 was, I didn't get the name of everybody. Valentino is all I know, and Bob Russell versus the Masked Superstar and the Super Destroyer. Now I think the Super Destroyer was Bill Irwin.
All right.
But I could be wrong. But it looked like Bill Irwin, and I knew he tagged with his brother as the Super Destroyers. So there we go. But just before the match, this dude called Big Red, and he's big and he's dressed in red, comes up to Gordon Soley and he brings like a contract with him, and he's waving it around saying that my superstar won fucking the wrong way, and here's the proof. And I didn't quite get the story, but there's a G there, like superstar tells Big Red to fuck off. And Big Red says, I'll be back. There is literally nothing to this fucking tag match at all whatsoever. It's a fucking mugging. The masked men just fucking piss on the other two. The superstar does the best fucking flying clothesline. Like, to expect Bill Eadie to do a fly in the style that he did, he fucking flew like fucking Jimmy Snooker with his clothesline. But the Destroyer did a top rope suplex of the finish on one of the other team. Fuck knows who they were. Then Superstar and Destroyer then are doing a promo with Gordon Soley, and out comes fucking Big Red again with his contract or bit of paper or proof that our piece of paper will prove that this is Superstar cheated. But it all kicks off then, and there's a fucking brawl, and Gordon Soley's like, we've got to go to bed for a break, or whatever the fuck. Leroy Brown then comes out to even up the sides, like, and fucking make things good, but they get no adverts then. Number 4, Mike Miller. Now, I've seen a dude in Portland and also possibly Smoky Mountain, Mean Mike Miller. Whether it's the same Mike Miller, I don't fucking know, because he's younger and blonde. But he's against Jimmy Garvin, a very young freebird Jimmy Garvin. Mike Miller's a fucking big dude, but he outpowers Jimmy Garvin at the start. And then there's like 14 sleeps and leaps and a drop kick from Jimmy Garvin. This is the very sort of amateur type match from this point. There's lots of reversals and fucking all this, that, and the other. And then there's a reverse of the whip, and Mike Miller gets monkey flipped over. Mike Miller leapfrogs Jimmy Garvin as he ducks his head, which, considering he's like 350 pound, fucking 7 foot, he leapfrogs like fuck. Over he goes. And then forearms, but Jimmy Garvin forearms him on the return, puts the sleeper on, job done. Jimmy Garvin over there. Number 5, Austin Idol teaming with Terry Gordy against Mike Jackson again. And I thought he said Ben Field at the start, but it turns out it was Rick Benfield, not Ben Field, but actually his name is Rick Benfield.
Okay.
This is another, it's pretty much a mugging. Again, Terry Gordy and Mike, like, they look after Mike Jackson because they know he's capable. But as soon as fucking Benfield, Mike Benfield, Rick Benfield comes in, they shit all over him. Not a lot to report in this, to be fair. A couple of fucking nice bits. Jackson does a nice second rope crossbody, up and then sort of swing yourself round. Very Ricky Steamboat-esque. I've just put Benfield gets mugged. Not a lot really to tell you about there. The finish is a Terry Gordy pile driver, which looks like it fucking snaps the neck of Rick Benfield, Mike Benfield, whatever your fucking name was. And the last match then, which, like yours, was oddly a short one and possibly the worst one. But it's like, I think it's just like whatever time there's left.
Yeah.
You don't know, like, fucking throw someone on. It was someone called Jim Gallagher and the Angel, who's Frank Morrell, he was a Memphis referee. Big hip hoik at the start from the French Angel, an atomic drop, and then he stayed on the arm. This was like 4 minutes long, but it was all fucking Angel on the arm. And it was like, oh shit, the Angel's run out of things that he can do. So he just throws Jim Gallagher out, and then he comes back in and then holds the arm again. And then he's like, are we done in time yet? No, right, throw him out, fucking back in on the arm. The finish was a shoulder breaker. He had him up like a tombstone and dropped into the shoulder. And that was the finish there. But even though some of these matches were short and fucking muggins, the commentary still put it over because it was a way of getting stars over, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
After watching Terry Gordy batter some lad, you just want to see Terry Gordy get battered. And he's not going to get battered until you buy a ticket to see him against someone that can batter him. So it was fucking quality TV. Charlie Fulton and Brad Armstrong was fucking phenomenal. Blow away, proper fucking good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was like a hours TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, I think mine was an hour 5. But yeah, it was fucking. I can't fault it. I really, really enjoyed it. To be honest, I'll have to watch some more of this Georgia stuff
And
as well.
I love the studio setup.
I was going to say that as well. My favorite fucking shows they are. If you've got a wrestling ring in the studio, can't go wrong.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah. And it clearly did something right. 44 to 84. It's fucking 40 years. Can't go wrong there, can you?
Mm.
Friday we're doing the Steiners. Monday is your pick of Chris Candido, a la Skip. It's my show pick in it Wednesday next week. So I've thought there's plenty to choose from because it ran from like 1986 to 1995. So there's loads to pick from. And it's not really a territory, but it's a show. So from any year, WWF Challenge.
All right, okay.
Because there's like 9 years to pick from, and they're fucking good 9 years, aren't they?
Yeah.
86 to 95 is pretty class.
Oh yeah, definitely. The best.
And yeah, so I think, like I said, it's not really a territory, but I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's that. So Steiners, Skip, Challenge. Gosh, plenty to watch over the weekend.
Yeah.
Georgia was a good pick. You've done well there.
It was good.
Give yourself a fucking Barry Horowitz pat on the back for that bad boy.
Just thinking that actually, yeah.
All right. See you Friday.